Paris said there's no absolutely correct English, so today I'm just going to share my thoughts for my observations, okay? And my evaluation will be in 3 parts: about your usage, about pronunciation, and some quotes. And each are divided into 2 parts, the good ones and the things I want to suggest on you. So, let's begin. For the great quotes, practice makes perfect. Well, it's an old cliche, but as our first speaker says, practice does makes it perfect, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And second, only by concentrating with all efforts will there be any chance to succeed. Well, in my personal belief, I think this is true. And what about you? Yeah. Okay. English can be learned. Yeah, I personally believe so. And Paris, what about you? Okay, you're busy. Okay, keep up. And a friend at all times, well, as we all know, friends are indeed one of our greatest treasures in life, right? Yeah, these are very good quotes. And then let's come to the usages. And you are not alone. This could be used in plenty of your lectures. When you're talking about family, friends, mates, your best ones in your life, you can always use this. And surveys shows that. When you have a number but you don't know where it comes from, you can always say, well, surveys and some polls shows that. Yeah. And this is my belief. As long as you say that, no one can argue with you, because it's your belief. There's no meaning to argue with that. Yeah, there's something in you that you cannot change. As the speaker says, this still persists. Well, it just cannot change, so it's there. And need for attention. Yeah, that's what we all need, right? Or if not, then you wouldn't be here, right? Because you want the attention to stand on the podium and speak while all the others are shut up and listen to you. And alleviate from the misery. I think that's a very good usage. Alleviate is when you lift yourself up from all the misery and all the bad things behind. And mischievous masterpiece. This is something I want to mention about. Mischievous, we know this. Masterpiece, we also know this. But we usually wouldn't link these two together because we think mischievous is like, ooh, I'm doing something bad to others. But masterpiece is a good thing. It's a great work. But if you link the 2 familiar concepts into an unfamiliar concept, this is how we design and this is how we make creativity. This is the main message from plenty of the lectures I heard from and sharing with you. And it's dated back to a time when blah, blah, blah. It's a good way to start when you're telling an old story in your life. It's the same as a long, long time ago in a faraway land, blah, blah, blah. And the life-changing something. Oh, yeah. Something could be anything. A life-changing person, book, story, movie, incident, or just a view. Something you saw that changed your life. Like someone who went to India and saw all the poor people in there that changed their life, changed their goal. Sacrifice A for B is like a trade-off. We are all doing trade-off. When you are here, you can do other things. When you're somewhere else, you can attend a meeting in TM. So it's a trade-off. Being satisfied, satisfied on the path of the truth alone. I think you're really suited for being a professor. Because most professors says, I'm looking for the truth, but no one agrees with me. Then you're alone on the path to the truth. And find a stance for an issue, you can support or against it. Because if there's an issue, like for example, we have to do environmental protection. When people ask about this to you, you have to answer whether yes or no, because there's no other answer. The third answer will be, that's an Indian way saying yes and no. Yeah. And a green finger or a green thumb, it means someone who's good at plants, who's good at planting things. Whatever they plant, they'll grow. But if you don't, then you're like all thumbs. All your fingers are thumbs, then you're not good at doing anything. They are nuts. I think this quote is very good because it means 2 things. They are both either way nuts or they are nuts. Yeah. Languages are just tools, while communication being the true goal. The thought matters. I think this is very, very true. Even though we're practicing language, the point is to communicate. The point is not to perfect in the language itself. As time went by, it's a good way to say, tell a story too. And life goes on, we have to get back on track. This always suits for if you're having an incident, you got a grandma or grandpa who just passed away, or you got a good friend of yours who just left. Well, life goes on. We still have to get back on our tracks. Great ones are just so many ones. Friends are like stars. They're always there, and you always know that. Have a good friend, and you have to be one first. I think these are many, many good usages. You can use in your own speech. You can take it as your lifelong quote. Some suggestions. A big round of applause. It equals to give them a big hand. Try not to mix them together. Practice one, familiar with that word, and then just use it. 30 seconds. Oh, for a timer. We got 30 seconds leeway. It's a time for you to run away from the podium. And so that's when you raise the red flag, okay? And work is more important. Never say that to your mate, male or female. Never say that, because family is really important. Really, really, really. For example, if you do very good on your work, your boss will say, okay, good job, but nothing else. When you're sick, when you passed away, they will send you flowers and nothing else. But the families are the really ones who care about you, right? Yeah. Okay? Oh, stammer. I love Paris, and I love Dale too. This is a quote, that's not from me. But I'm not sure this is the best place for you to come out of the closet. Maybe it's my stereotype, but you guys just decide for yourself. But I think there's some problem. 3 male in one relationship? I don't know. Oh, then it makes things complicated. Oh, careless. When you're so careless, you can always call yourself absent-minded. Absent means empty, so you're empty in your mind, if you want to call yourself like that. Okay, now finally, we moved on to the third section, the pronunciation. But indeed I want to say that mute. The word mute in the lecture is used very well, because it means that you're not saying anything, or you're just being to yourself mute. Like when you're turning your television to mute, or if you're turning me to mute, it'll be like mama, mama. Okay, that's an effect of mute. Similar than lethal. Lethal means you can kill someone, you can take the life of someone away. Lethal, very useful word. And for pronunciation, there are some more suggestions from me. For example, feedback sheet. This has been told many times. So please, be careful about any word with E. If you make it short, then it's not good. So make the audience bored. In my way, I would say to bore the audience or make them. I wouldn't say make them bored. I would say I deliver a boring lecture, or I bore the audience. Either way. Debut. Debut. It's an old cliche. Just remember it. It's not debut. And sport. If you call someone sport, I wouldn't usually say so. I would say someone is sporty. They like sports. Yeah. And one strange things. Yeah. Be careful about all the other S's. There are 3 to 4 hours for a game. In my usage, I would usually say it takes about 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, okay. For Massachusetts. What did you say? I would usually say Massachusetts. I'm not an expert in this, so please correct me if I am wrong. I feel so touched. Yeah, it can be touching. You can be touched, but try not to touch. Yeah, you don't feel touched unless you're just touched. Literally. And Yankees. I thought it's Yankees, right? Yankees. Yeah. Either way. Yeah. As you like it. Communists. Communists. Someone from the community? No. Usually we'll say that communists. Communists. Yeah. American serious? Yeah. Series, right? Series. Illustrate. Okay? Illustrate. And jumped back up. You can say jump back up, but you can also say bounce back up. Bounce. Yeah, it's more descriptive about the motion of hitting something and then coming back up, bounce. Okay. Petrified. I thought you were trying to say petrified. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it's petrified. It means you're being a stone, like, and that's petrified. Yeah. Well prepared. Prepared. Yeah, prepared. Just these are little minor mistakes, but try to avoid them. Graffiti. I would say graffiti. Graffiti. Yeah, you can check the dictionary, but I think it's graffiti. Yeah, it's on the second vowel. And infertility. Infertility. I thought you were saying infertility, right? Yeah, infertility. It means someone who cannot born the next generation of his own kind. It's infertility. Loom. In physics, lux. Oh, you mean lux? Okay. Yeah, lumen or lux is a measurement of light to determine how bright this room or this place is. Oops. Oh, I hit the. Oh yeah. Okay. So that comes to the end of my language evaluation. After all, I have to mention that this is only in my opinion. You can disagree with me, and there are many other ways you can communicate. It's just in my opinion. Okay? Have a good night. See you.